Funding for this program is brought to you by the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
I find myself down here when I need to connect with the greater that surrounds us.
The sacred place that this has for me, this kind of puts me back and it grounds me again.
Hundreds of years ago, my grandfather's grandfather, walked this same beach, gives me strength.
Struggling for lyrics, just look around, it's all over. It's just breathtaking. It's God's country up here.
I love being on the lake. I love being near the lake. I love any chance I can get to go towards the lake, I do. There's something about this lake that is truly special.
Today we're here on Park Point in Duluth, on the shores of Lake Superior. I find myself down here when I need to rest and when I need to think and when I need to connect with my own thoughts and when I need to connect with the greater that surrounds us. And we're really lucky to have that. We're really lucky to have Park Point. I also find that it has even today with the waves, it has a rhythm to it that really can ground you. I'm Sarah Kruger and I front a project called La New.
Shaking your shoulders, you might darken your doubts. I tried to fight the cold, and you fell back into the snow. You say, let's go down to Mexico. We'll put our bodies in the sun, forget who we are. Find ourselves a couple bicycles, ride around the town and drink tequilas at the bar. Let's go down to Mexico. I dreamt of horses, high and free. You dreamt of flying through air, like you swim through the sea. Well, I'm getting older now, and you're only getting on. Let's go down to Mexico. We'll put our bodies in the sun, forget who we are.
One thing that we're really, blessed with here is this opportunity to be in solitude if we need that. And I find myself needing solitude in my creative process a lot. When I'm writing a song, I don't intentionally place, the natural world and the imagery that is involved with that into my songs, but I think it really seeps in because it is a source of inspiration for how I live my day-to-day life, you know?
And I'm not feeling much like myself these days. I'm not feeling much like myself these days. I'm not feeling, I don't feel like myself these days.
I had visited Duluth one time before I moved here when I was 18, and I have a memory of driving back over the bridge into Wisconsin and feeling so connected to this city and to the lake in particular. And I've been here ever since. I've lived in Duluth. I'm a Duluthian. I love this being my home.
So let's go back to the ice and snow. We'll cook our dinners in the kitchen. It all seems so far away. Take a walk and watch the creek flow in the cold night and remember who we are. Just to remember who we
My name is Breon Morrison. I'm a jazz guitar player. I live here in Grand Portage and right on the shores of Lake Superior. Our family calls it Red Rock. I wanted to have an all-natural sort of sound with two guitars and kind of like what I do live. So I have one track for rhythm guitar and another track for lead. I like it simple and elegant. All of our summers, you know, we had banjo playing and we had guitars playing. And so I naturally, you know, started playing guitar. And I would say by the time I was 10 years old, I knew all of the open chords and I could play a lot of folk songs. And then when I was 14, okay, I turned to jazz. in rock and blues, it's like you're kind of confined to a certain set of chords and a certain sound. But see, with jazz, you know, there is so much more that you have, you know, that you can play. And it's and so for me personally, it's a lot more fun. Hundreds of years ago, you know, my very family was here. Yeah, because I walk on the beach and I feel like, you know, my grandfather's grandfather, you know, walked this same beach. You know, gives me strength. Spirituality, it's about feeling connected, you know, and it's about being connected to people and the earth and guitar is a very spiritual activity for me. It's like being in the moment. So that's kind of what I need in my life, you know, in order to go on.
Clean Myrie Boss Mama and the Jubber Hooch is our band name when we're together. I'm transitioning into being called Boss Mama now for my stage name. And the Jubber Hooch is my band name. The boss part came from, I used to play with a guitar player and he's always called me Boss. And my kids have always called me Mama. So that's kind of where I got the name from, and I don't know, I feel like I've earned it now.
Yeah, I'm walking down past the street post, past the crowd, nowhere near making mouth. I'm looking for my baby child. Oh, slip away, slip away. On my doorstep, gone today. Oh, slip away, slip away. I paid the price of love today. Scrambled eggs, black charades, blanket laid out in the shade, muscle cars, handlebars, funky smoke from his cigar. Oh, slip away, slip away. On my doorstep, gone today. Oh, slip away, slip away. I paid the price of love today.
I feel like music connects people, and that's my main goal, is to try and connect with what I have inside of me. I feel like I have something to tell you, I have something to share with you, because there's, if it's heartbreak or happy love or recovering maybe from addiction. I've been there.
It's like a race, turning place. His morning kiss was his goodbye. Whoa, slip away, slip away. How my doorstep gone today. Oh, slip away. I paid the price of love today. Yeah, I'm walking down past the street post, past the crowd. Nowhere near reaching by. I just lost my baby child. Oh, oh,
And I know I'm saying it wrong. I keep calling it the Leonidas Overlook, but Leonidas? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get yelled at. I'm gonna get hate mail for that. So we're in Eveleth on the Outlook up here. I'm Christopher David Hanson, and I'm in the Christopher David Hanson band, Leonidas. There we go, did it. You just edit that in. Living up here, like a lot of folks that I talk to from down in the cities, they're like, oh, have you seen this or that? And I'm like, it's amazing. There's so much room up here that you discover things all the time. I've never been up here. I'd never seen this before today. So this is amazing. It's just breathtaking. It's God's country up here.
My best ain't good enough. Don't you settle like dust. Leave me be, let me go. Drop me off right here. I get off of the bus. My money ain't long enough. My penny don't shine. You can have everything I got, but you still ain't happy with mine. Left wondering what good love feel like. Left wondering about a lot of things. There's a songbird out my window. Take me away, yeah, when she sings. Might drink a last toast as you're leaving. Might drink a whole bottle of wine. Ain't the first one to break my heart. Go on and get to the back of the line.
Kind of vintage styles of American music. Just fun stuff. Yeah, trying to bring joy.
My house ain't big enough. My grass ain't green. You can box it up, pack it in, move it to the other side of the street. My family ain't high class. No shiny new car. Dirt road with the windows down, screaming goodbye to my heart. Left wondering what good love feel like. break my heart. Go on, get to the back of the line.
I learn covers at home, but I literally get halfway through learning one and I'm like, I'm just gonna write one like this. I've never really thought I did covers well at all anyways. I never felt like I did them justice, so just stuck to writing my own stuff.
Try to keep my hopes up for that love I need to find. Back of the line, back of the line. All right now.
My family's from up here, and I was kind of a Navy brat, so we moved around a lot. I was born in Maryland and then lived in Texas, and then I grew up down in the cities, went to Blaine Senior High, and then moved up here in about 2009. And now I live right between Babbitt and Ely out on Birch Lake. Had some drinking problems and stuff, decided to move up here, clean up my act, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to make a band up here, but I found out that some of the very best musicians are up here, and was able to put together a really good band back in 2013, and just been evolving the sound ever since.
My name is Erin Aldridge. I am the concertmaster of the Duluth Superior Symphony Orchestra, and I am also professor at UW Superior. I was finishing up my degree at UW-Madison, and there was a job opening for violin and orchestra director at the university, and I applied and I got it. And along with that, I then got a phone call from then music director Mark-Ann Thacker. At first I'm like, I don't think I'm going to play an orchestra, and then Mark-Ann called and sort of changed my mind, and then I thought it was a great way to actually get into the musical community, especially the classical music community, and it was the best decision I made. And so I auditioned for and got fourth chair and sat in the section for a couple of years, and then when the concertmaster position came open, I auditioned for that in 2005 and won that position and have been in that chair ever since. The piece that I will be playing for you is Astor Piazzolla's Spring from his Four Seasons of Buenos Aires. I have to start by saying the Piazzolla is one of my all-time favorite pieces. Whenever I have the chance to play it, I do. I heard it, I can't even remember how long ago it was, but it was years ago. And the violinist Gidon Kramer did an album called the 8 Seasons, where it was paired with, of course, Vivaldi's Four Seasons and then Piazzolla's Four Seasons of Buenos Aires. And I immediately was like, I have to play this. I fell in love. Like I'm pretty decisive when it comes to music that I love. There's the stuff that, okay, that's nice, and then there's the stuff like I must play it. I grew up on Lake Michigan, and I love Lake Superior. Lake Michigan is wonderful, but there's something about this lake that is truly special. But I also think the arts area and the music in this area is extraordinary and really, really special. While classical is my main thing, I also growing up have done lots of different styles of music. And that is just in my nature. I'm always looking to do something different. I don't like being pigeonholed. And this area has afforded me opportunities that I don't think I would have had anywhere else, that actually has made me expand even what I do classically and look at things differently and be a little bit more daring and try things. Just because I'm surrounded by incredible musicians of lots of different types of music. There's also wonderful support and sort of this value of the arts in the area that I think not every area has. And I think, you know, the symphony audience is incredible. I mean, it is part of what makes playing for the symphony so incredibly fun, is that the audience is so into it and so supportive. And I have friends in lots of different cities in lots of different orchestras, and while they have support, it's not to the level of what we have in the Twin Ports. And I think that's an important piece, is the level of people actually coming to concerts and cheering us on is also, I think, a really important part of the puzzle.
Well, how it started is in the little town of Mattawa in Barnum area, there are tons of musicians. My dad and my mom would go and watch music every weekend. And if they couldn't go out and watch them, they would invite them to the house. I've been singing since I've been a little girl. Really little, like 4 or 5 years old. I started playing the piano when I was 9. Got more brave with singing when I was later in my teenage years, and then just kept singing. But I didn't start playing guitar until I was about 24. Hi, geese. And that's when I started songwriting and getting a little more serious about doing music shows and getting out and performing.
I'm serious. I'm gonna make you mine. Serious. I'm gonna make you mine. You're one who not looking. Start you up like a wild tiger. You make me feel. You make me feel so alive. You set my body. You set my body on fire. Yeah, when I get close to you, oh, I'm filled with desire. Serious.
A lot of times I will just pick up the guitar and I'll start playing, and I'll play a riff, or I'll play something, some chords together, and like a song will come into my head, and or a story or a feeling, and that's how that starts. Actually, I was folding laundry and that song came into my head, and I went over and started writing that song. So that's how Sexy Laundry came apart.
You give me fever. You make my blood run wild. Fever. You make my blood. You make my blood run wild. Yeah, the touch of your hand is like giving candy to a child. I'm serious. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm serious. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you mine. Oh, when you're not looking, start you up like a wild tiger. Yeah, when you're not looking, start you up like a wild tiger.
I only live like 10 to 12 miles south of here. And when I need to clear my head, I go hiking. And this is the place I love to go, is Jay Cook. I took my children here when we wanted to get out, get away. I just need to go out in the woods. I need to be by myself sometimes. I just need to have it quiet and listen. Rivers and water is kind of like spiritual for me. And so I like being near water and hiking and meditating at that time. So for me, it's kind of sacred. This kind of puts me back and it grounds me again, if that makes sense. And this is the place I like to go.
Monodo gajagans, spirit little cedar tree. We called it the witch tree. That's how I knew it. And my father would bring us there. And my mother tells me that the first time I visited it, I was 3 months old. To think that it's been there for hundreds of years, and living with the power of the lake, So it has something. It's got some strength. It's got wisdom, some power. looking out at the lake and having the lake there as, you know, the presence of the lake, the power of the lake, and knowing you're in such a secluded place. There was a quietness such that I was able to feel more of the music or what I was doing and just have it be in my soul. My favorite thing is playing, is making the music. And when it happens, you know, when the moment happens, it's great, it's joyful, it's wonderful. To be humble, okay, is about the best medicine, you know, that there is for an artist or musician, guitar player. To be humble in the sense that to do away with competition, for one, and be supportive, you know, and instead of competing with people, it's like embrace them.
Getting to a point where I can help other people, like that's when I think I really noticed that that's what success was for me. Reaching that tipping point where you can start to give back and help other people. And I got to start a radio show where I get to play Minnesota bands on it. And I think when that radio show started, that was when I was like, okay, this feels successful. It's never been about money, you know, at all, ever.
I've been wondering about that whippoorwill and how strange songs hit you in the perfect way. I've been spinning around on this carousel for so long, I just throw my shoes away. Flourish as we floated by the stars, Sitting on this lake shore, pondering the sky, and every single drop of rain. In the song they sang it, something about a ring so true. Don't need a single word to get your message through. All the animals are doing it, even my dog can too. Listen as a whippoorwill sings that song, whistling just for you.
Whippoorwill, the song itself is really just about not speaking to say the things that you need to say, like how animals, they use their body language, and birds use their voices and their body language. But that's what the song was about, is just body language and not using this vehicle to say the things that you want to say.
Well, I've been thinking about your gravity and how my heart is kind of like a big old moon. Lots of craters and lots of cracks pulling on your tide. I'm just trying to make your shoreline crash. Set up on the perfect view up in the bleachers, just so I could watch you dance. Tell me about that whippoorwill one more time. You always save the best for last. In the song they sang it, something about a ring so true. Don't need a single word to get your message through. All the animals are doing it, even my dog can too. Listen as a whippoorwill sang that song, whistling just for you. In the song they're singing, well, something about a ring so true. Don't need a single word to get your message through. The animals are doing it, even my dog can too. Listen as a whippoorwill sang that song, whistling just for you. Listen as a whippoorwill sang that song, whistling just for you. Listen as a whippoorwill sang that song, he's a whistling. Oh Lord, he's a whistling just for you. Yeah.
My favorite thing is it's the writing. That's my favorite part. I do like the performance because I'm kind of a homebody, and that really is my one outlet for socializing, is getting out and seeing people. And I really like to just see what the music does for people. I get letters, a few of them a year, where a song is, really hit hard, really connected with somebody. That feels really good. But for me, it's the writing. I started out as a guitar player, so the music that I was writing in the beginning was very riff-oriented or guitar part-oriented, and the words were kind of secondary. And the farther I go down this path, the more I fall into I want to write stories.
It had been almost 7 years since I had released music under my name. In between that time, I was teaching full-time and kind of set music off to the side, honestly, to focus on other things. And when I decided I wanted to make music a part of my life again, I had a batch of songs that I wanted to record, and After being in the studio and getting that record done, the pandemic hit, and I had an opportunity to just kind of sit with this record once it was finished. And in that time, I realized I wanted to release this under a new name. It felt like I was detached from my previous work. Releasing music under the name Lanew, it feels to me like I can branch out a little bit and explore different textures and different sounds. There were more synth sounds, a little bit more like warmth and texture. And personally, I felt like my delivery was just more sincere, like my singing was in a place of confidence that I really wasn't at before. I think it suits me. I think Lanew feels like new creative ground for me.
Come to my garden, I'll show you my goal. Like when we were younger, lost in the fall. Have you heard from Marina? I haven't seen her in years. Man, we were just kids then with kid fears. Those were our days in the sun. Those were our days in the sun. Riding in back seats, kids on the run. Those were our days in the sun. Those were our days in the sun. Sing all the cheap songs at the top of our lungs. I wouldn't have it any other way. Got a place by the river. It's not much I know. I could sit here for hours, watch the irises grow. And how's your mama been doing? I always loved how she lay. Man, the years sure blow past all those plans that we had. These are our days in the sun. These are our
When I think about when I was first starting out writing songs, I feel like the community just like, no matter what skill level you're at or how fresh you are on the scene, people are there to embrace you and to just kind of prop you up and show you the ropes and help you gain confidence. There's room for all levels of musicians and artists, and people make room for that. And I think that that really allows for a community that can let art and music flourish and can let people grow into themselves.
wouldn't have it any other way. These are our days in the sun. These are our days in the sun. Lilacs and blue, kids on the run. I wouldn't have it any other way.
This year has been one of those years where you realize how much you took for granted, and everyone says that, but whereas before, I'd be picky about what gigs I was playing or how much they paid or, if I had a band or not. Now I'm like, I just want to be around people and I just want to share songs and share in that community. So I'm looking forward to moving out of the pandemic and into a fresh perspective on this community that we have and not take it for granted.
And my story might be your story, and I've seen beautiful things I can't forget. I've seen beautiful things I can't forget. Beautiful things I can't forget. Beautiful things I can't forget. I've seen beautiful things I can't forget.
Funding for this program is brought to you by the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.